Yo, what's up, guys? First list. Wanted to take a look at not U7, UI Goku, because it's been a while since I've really talked about the deck at all. I had like a random like gameplay video with this guy a while back, but I've changed the list a lot from like my previous iteration back when I was like playing this at locals like every week. The old build was centered around like staying high life, going into the late game, and then just like chaining the UI Gokus. But you can't really like reliably do that anymore because I feel like our meta is just a lot faster. So I went kind of the complete opposite route where I just went to like full aggro, fast flip, just go to one life and then try to kill your opponent. So I tested this a lot over the past couple weeks, and I kind of just wanted to go and re-record and just show what I've been working with. So front side, when attacking draw, awakens at 3, you do not draw when you flip. Backside, activate battle, choose one battle card in a battle area, and then you copy its original power. So this guy copies extra cards, so like if you buff with like an extra card, then he can actually copy that as well. So that's neat. Obviously can't copy leaders, so there's a bit of outplay in that they could just buff their leader. But yeah, this effect is really powerful, but obviously this guy's major downside is, well, he doesn't draw when he swings or draw on flip. He definitely could have at least drawn on flip. I can kind of see him not drawing on the back, but still it kind of just makes him fall into like a really awkward niche. Like the effect is really good, but you kind of really lose steam really fast at the end of the game, so you kind of just have to close out the game as soon as possible once you get to the backside. It was a little different in the older version of the build because by the time I was playing, UI Goku Secret Rare, I was still at 5 life on the front, so I'm still drawing cards. But in this iteration, you get to the back really quick, and then you just got to end the game really quick. So yeah, that's the leader. So the actual list, we got 7 cantrips. I just went with these ones because these are the ones that I went with. I was playing Flap A. I was kind of considering taking this out and putting back in the 1-drop Shin that checks top 3 and adds a U7. I took Flap A out because, well, you have to be awakened and you don't flip till 3. Like, yeah, you're playing a fast flip deck, but like, we're not trying, like every play once we're on the backside needs to be an aggression play. So yeah, I kind of want to add the Shin back in and just do like 3 of this and like 4 Shin, or maybe even 4 cantrip and 3 Shin. But yeah, this is what I was using, and like it's fine, like 7 cantrips is fine, but I'm probably gonna put Shin back in. Could also even do like 4 Shin, 4 cantrip, and just 3 of this guy. But I am on 4 Whis right now because this is really good against Cell. Obviously you can melt their little 18s, and he's 10, so he's not so easily melted by Cell, so that's nice. Also, this guy just kind of helps fix your numbers for minus, because red just doesn't really actually have good removal. Like, we have minus, which is like the best like type of removal, I would say, because it bypasses so much stuff because it's a game mechanic. But like, we don't have any ways to like hit good numbers with minus, so this kind of helps even that out for you. Also, kind of why I wanted to play 4. Also, early game turns are nice to go wide with 1-drops, or just start setting up attackers. Speaking of 1-drops, going wide with 1-drops, I'm playing for this Frieza because we're trying to get to the backside so quickly. I put this Frieza in because this card honestly is a lot like the Raditz that plays in Giblet. It's just a cheap guy. He's 15 when you're on your front. When you're like going into the final turns on the back end, he's a 20k. So he's just a 1-drop, swing neutral at life. Towards the end of the game, they're not going to want to take this because it's just so low investment. So yeah, I kind of like it. It's pretty good. Yeah, for Frieza. And for Margarita, because this is obviously super broken with our leader effect. Or also, you can also just make her a 1-drop 20 as well, so she can kind of serve that sort of same purpose as like this Frieza and Raditz. Which, to be fair, you could kind of make a case that the Frieza is a bit redundant in that way. But also you can go, Frieza, Margarita buff this, and then you can make this a 40 swing for 2 energy. So That's actually pretty good within itself, but yeah. So yeah, for Margarita, it's obviously a god card with a 3-cost Vegeta as well. 3 hit. Again, it's another one of those things where it's just like, it helps fix your numbers. It's a self-awakener. It's a when attacking awakener too, so, you know, as you can probably imagine, that's nice to have, because if he lives, you know, you could just keep doing this. What's really, really nice is when you go second, you just pop marker, turn 1, just play this guy, melt their cantrip, swing 20, take a life, and then you're going to get that continuous value off of him. So, I really like the card, so playing 3 here. For the Goku, this is just like generic red staple. It's 10k combo, it's a 30k when you're awakened. Oftentimes, on the final turn, you'll be at 5 energy and you'll play this into like Margaritas, or this into like the 3-cost Vegeta. So, yeah, very good card. 3 Gohan. This is one of our only good minus cards. It's one attacking. It's minus 15. Ace 25. So that's cool. He's also a one attacking life taker. Very good card. So don't really need to explain Gohan. He's another sort of like older red staple. 4 of the Vegeta. This is just like super good with UI, obviously, because he becomes 50. UI copies 50. This guy's removal. He's like, you can swing 50 into board. You swing 50 in life. The pitch 2 is most of the time not really that relevant, because you're almost always going to have something with no counter that you can pitch for this, so it's not a big deal. But then that's like one less card that you could free charge or whatever, but, you know, I digress. 416, this is just like one of our best 10Ks. I don't really need to explain this card either, it's very good. Just a lot of value you get off of that. One of this, it's limited. Realistically, she should probably just go back to 4. This card's like not that big of a deal. Yes, it is quite good. It is honestly overtuned and kind of, you know, reads insane, but like, let's be honest, besides Cell, red sucks. So that card could probably go back to 4. 2 of this Burn Coup. I like this card. You could probably just take this out. I just really like this card. This is another one that's like really nice to go for game with, because you can like play this guy and like Margarita, burn a Margarita, and then you can go like 50 into something, because he minus 15s, right? So you can make 50 into something smaller than leader. Whenever you kill something by battle, you burn them. Sometimes you will have an opportunity to just play this on 4, and then it's quite good. But there again, sometimes you can't always do that. But this is just this card's a lot of pressure, right? Because you're swinging into board, and they have to combo even higher than leader to not take the damage. So yeah, you're threatening their life and their board state at the same time. I kind of just really like what that card's doing for the deck. 2 of the 5-cost Frieza. I used to think this card was like not that great, but then I kind of thought about it and was like, well, it is a sticky card. Some people might not know what this card does, so I'll just go ahead and read its effect. If your leader is U7 until the end of your opponent's next turn, this can't be removed by skills, and it gets 20k. So it goes to 45, and it can't be removed by skills. And then when attacking, you choose something that's minus 10. This honestly should have probably been minus 15. But yeah, minus 10 is kind of whatever, but it's more so the fact that he's a 45 body that will likely live until, you know, your next turn. Because, like, killing this by battle, it's a 45, so it's not exactly easy. Obviously, it's nice because you can copy 45, because it's 45 through their turn. It also has combo power, so that's nice as well. I used to play the Android 16, or whatever it is. No, the Android 13. Android 13. The 5-cost Super Android 13, the one that when it kills something by battle, it restands. Because he goes to 55, so he is like a bigger body when you're going for game. But you know, when you're going for game, like I said, most of the time it's on 5 energy, and what's better than that is going him into Margarita, because then he's a 70. That's just a better use of your energy, and you have more combo power on board too. So I ended up cutting him because you're almost never going to get the full board clear with his effect. It was better in the high life build because you could play him. You could play him the turn before you play UI Goku, the 6-drop, and hopefully just like clear out whatever is on board, and then UI Goku can go in and continue to clean up with him if he lives. But yeah, yeah, I like this card. It's just a 2 of. I don't really use it that often. because, like I said, most of the time you're winning the game on 5, so you don't actually get an opportunity to play this, but it is still really good. You could 4 in the marker, but like I said, I typically will just use the marker early in this deck, so. Just 2 of the secret rare. You just don't go to late game that much in this deck. Oftentimes against most matchups, you'll just charge this. But there again, like some decks, you can go into the late game with. It just depends, right? So I went with just 2. You can search this if I add the Shin back, which is another thing I was like kind of thinking I should just add the Shin back because it searches this guy and a lot of your other pieces. So 4 super combos. I mean, yeah. Also, Shin can search this super combo, which is broken, so that's nice. And then I went with 4 God Kamehameha because red doesn't have good removal. This is like our best removal card, and this card sucks because it's KO, and it gets 30s, which is good, and it is a 1-drop. Like, this card is offering like a good option for removal, but I still, like, in the grand scheme of things, don't think that this card's that great. But it is just kind of all we have for like generic red decks. So I just said, fuck it, I'm just going to play 4. And then I can just remove those 30s easier with, you know, without having to like rely on minus effects. So, and then obviously if you have something that can still minus, then, you know, that just lets you get even bigger stuff with this. But yeah, that's going to be the UI Goku deck list. This is the build that I've been rocking. This is the more sort of aggro build and games on 4 to 5 energy. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. See you.